Good morning, everybody. It's Mr. Raposo at home. It's really early in the morning. Hopefully, everybody's doing good today. So, on Monday, we learned about the Aryan people who moved into India. We learned about their writing, Sanskrit, and how that was important because it brought one language to India. We talked about the important book, the Vedas, that they wrote, which would bring their culture together. It would actually start a religion called Hinduism, which we're going to get into next week. But it taught people what they were expected to do within their culture. And we all have a culture, we all have rules in our lives. Being Americans, being in our families, there's always things that we need to do a certain way that our guardians and parents want us to do, that society expects us to do. And then we learned about the third thing that they brought in, which was the caste system. And we didn't spend a lot of time on it, but it was a social system that kind of locked people into certain roles in society. Okay, it didn't let you move up in society. So if your parents were a doctor, you were a doctor. If your parents were street sweepers, you were a street sweeper. If your parents were farmers, you were a farmer, and you couldn't improve your life. It probably doesn't make a lot of sense to us in this life that we live in the United States today, but it made sense for ancient India. It made sense for thousands of years ago to lock people into certain jobs. And then today you're going to learn a little bit about how religion is a part of that. Because if you're the best street sweeper ever, when you die, Hindus believe in reincarnation. You can move up the ladder and have a better life, a better job in your next life. And then if you do really good in your next life, you can go even higher. And eventually you can become a priest, and then you can enter heaven and be with the gods. Or if you're a bad doctor, you can go down. And if you have a bunch of bad lives, you can become a street sweeper eventually. So it's hard to understand why, this would be accepted, but it was accepted. And today you're going to learn a lot about that. And it was accepted, 3,500 years ago up until about 100 years ago. So it lasted a very long time. And it is still, parts of it are still kind of in India today. In India, some families only marry families that are a part of their caste today still. Okay? Even though education, people can move around a little bit more than they used to, the caste system is still there. So today's lesson this morning, you're going to read an actively learned article on the caste system. There's a lot of videos in it, so please watch the videos. You're going to have an interview with some people. You're going to learn about the lowest caste, the untouchables, which is a caste like you can't even talk to them because it's a sin. Um, it's illegal to think like that, but people still do today. So you're going to learn about the caste system in a reading. You're going to finish your edgenuity until you get to, make sure my thing's right, until you get to 3%. That means you finish this week's edgenuity, and then we'll have class later, guys. Okay? Reach out if you have any questions. Work hard. Be awesome. Have a good morning, everyone. See you this afternoon.